This is Mike Cernovich. As you can see, I'm a little disheveled, primarily because the ride never ends. The ride never ends. That is for sure. So let me tell you a little bit about what happened and how the White House works and this hard pass, off pass kind of stuff. So if you go into the White House to do a press briefing, you can either get what's called a hard pass or you can get what's called a day pass. And a day pass is, as it sounds, you have to have a person walk you into the White House press briefing room. So you need an escort. If you have a hard pass, you can walk on the White House grounds all by yourself. So Acosta's hard pass has been removed from him. So that doesn't mean that he was like banned per se. So it's more like he's got to go there with like a guardian or something because he can't be trusted around women. Now, the media, of course, is apoplectic. The media is apoplectic. War on the press. I know a lot of journalists watch my stuff, so I'm going to give you all a little hint. I'm going to give you a little hint because I know a lot of journalists watch me. Don't lie like you don't. You're walking into an ambush. You're walking into an ambush, and you do not even know it. What Jim Acosta did was not battery per se, but it's what Corey Lewandowski did to Michelle Fields. And God, I'm good looking. Jeez, even disheveled, I'm like so hot right now. It's like a rough, like a rough kind of rough. God, look at this. Why am I so good looking lately? Anyway, if you are a journalist, you are walking into a ambush because this video ain't going to play well in middle America. So let's just go ahead and play the video and let me show what happened. Here's Jim Acosta at the White House today.
If I may ask
Peter,
one other question, are you worried?
That's enough. That's enough.
Mr. President, I was
enough.
going to ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Karate chop. So now, is this a big deal? No, it isn't a big deal, right? It's not like he, body dropped her or DDT'd her or something. But, I mean, this is really no different than what Corey Lewandowski did, right? Remember Corey Lewandowski? He attacked Michelle Fields. It was like the biggest story. It was so terrible. So let's go ahead and watch the video of Michelle Fields, right? So let's compare. Let's compare what Jim Acosta did today with what the media said. Corey, Lou, and D-O-W to Michelle Fields, right? So, by the way, Brian said my hair's a mess. I look like crap. Thank you, sir. I love you too, my friend. Thank you for watching. Brian is a dedicated Trump hater, and I love him for it because I love the Trump haters. I love everybody in America. So let's just go ahead. So again, this isn't like a big deal. He's not like beating a woman up or whatever, but he did lay hands on a woman, okay, who was doing her job.
Can I ask one of the other folks?
That's enough.
Pardon me.
Karate chop. So he did. He just did, okay? And this is, so Brian, you are a lawyer, Mr. Brian, criminal defense lawyer. So Brian, tell me as a lawyer why what Jim Acosta did is different than what Corey Lewandowski did to Michelle Fields. So let's go ahead and watch the video shows Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski grabbing Michelle Fields. So let's go ahead and watch this video. This was, remember, of course, a huge scandal. How do I make this video full size? Here we go. Let's watch this video. Corey, there's Michelle Fields in the jacket, and that was it. Okay? So literally that was it. There's a big crowded thing. Michelle Fields, that she's in the bottom right center. Trump is in the middle. You see the big orange hair. So right in the middle, look for the big orange hair, the red tie, and you see the woman, Michelle Fields, the reporter, doing her job, being a little assertive, and that's fine. We're in a free country. So watch Michelle Fields in the yellow jacket, and she's approaching Trump. There's Corey Lewandowski, the tall, lanky guy behind her. He comes in, he grabs her, moves her to the side, and he moves forward. And she gets on about her day. So the question you have to say, the gut check is, how is what Jim Acosta did different from what Michelle Fields did, right? I think both are bullshit. If you're saying, Mike Cernovich, give me your platonic assessment of it, I would say, look, what Corey did to Michelle Fields was a nothing. What Jim Acosta did, his hi-ya, karate chop. Can we say hi-ya? I actually took Taekwondo, so we ki-ai. So that isn't being culturally insensitive, because if you take karate, you go hi-ya. But if you take Taekwondo and you go ki-ai. Trust me, I know the forms. I still know the forms. I got my black belt in Taekwondo. Little known secret about Mike Cernovich. So I don't think Jim's karate chop to Michelle Fields is like a big deal. And I don't think what Corey did, I think what Corey did to Michelle was a little abrupt, is the term. It's the kind of thing where you're like, oh, damn, bro, didn't realize like if I were at a bar and I bumped into somebody like that, I'd be like, hey, my bad, bro. Can I buy you a drink? Did I spill anything? We cool? Is everything cool? Right? I would be like, hey, my bad, bro. That'd be exactly what I would say. And if the person wanted to escalate it, I'd be like, whoa, like, come on. Like, I'm being the bigger man here. So what Michelle did today, or what Acosta did today, was just a little chop. Not a big deal. But it's like, that's the kind of thing you're like, things got a little heated. My bad. My bad, bro. Right? So that's really what we're at, it is, again, the double standard at work. So if you were all apoplectic about Michelle Fields and the Jim Acosta thing, you're like, well, there's nothing here, No, you're a hack. You're just a hack. I think both are bullshit. Right? I think both are what you would call abrupt behavior. Abrupt male behavior. Because as men, toxic masculinity is real. A little bit. Whether it's toxic or not, but it's abrupt. So sometimes you bump into somebody like, hey, oh man, my bad. I wasn't really thinking, wasn't really paying attention. My bad, bro. All good. Can I buy you a drink? Can I, send you I don't know. Acosta couldn't send the woman flowers. It'd be sexual harassment. But just a simple handwritten note. Hey, I didn't realize we were struggling for the microphone. That wasn't cool of me. My apologies. Right? Because if you sent flowers or chocolate or a book or something, it'd be like, you'd be like a creepy stalker or something. Handwritten note. My apologies. It really does go a long way. And by the way, this is not the media. So this is, again, you have to tell me if you're all, to the battlefield, Trump's the one of the free press. You got to tell me why it's different than what happened to Lewandowski.
We covered the first.
Talk about these sociopaths in the media, for example. And by the way, if you're a liberal watching this, dude, keep it real. If I had been in the White House, the Obama White House, and a woman came to get my mic and I went like that, don't act like it wouldn't be a different story. So for real, don't be a moron. Don't lose your sense of right and wrong. Either say it's all bullshit or we got to hold everybody to the same standards, and that's kind of what I hold. And by the way, those of you mocking my hair, you just keep being jealous. This is what I look like out of bed. I was taking a nap today. And then this story hit. This is what it's like to wake up to Mike Cernovich. Keep dreaming, folks. But anyway, this is part of a pattern here. So Nicole Wallace has said, Sarah, how do you not strangle Sarah Huckabee Sanders? And, I guess I want to know why this is okay. Right? So Nicole Wallace, MSNBC, suggested Sarah Sanders should be choked. So, come on, bros. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Now, Nicole Wallace said, when I asked about the tension in the briefing room, I used poorly chosen words, and for that, I'm sorry. No, you're not, bro. You're not sorry, dude. You're not sorry. None of you are sorry. If you were sorry, you'd have taken a day off. It's just such BS. It really is, and everybody knows it. And everybody,
if I may ask,
everybody in America's tired of the double standards. And, Corey Lewandowski just beat a woman. She was falling down. It's so terrible. How can Trump have this monster on his campaign? And then Jim Acosta does it, and they're like, well, he didn't do anything wrong. He's fine. Leave him alone. No. It's all, they're all bullshit, and none of it is. Just have a little integrity. This is the problem people have with America. is your job as a reporter is to not, I'm less of a hack than you people at CNN. Think about that for a minute. I'm a pro, well, I'm not really, pro anything, but I'm less of a hack than CNN reporters. So if you're a journalist, your job is to not be a hack. Your job is to have integrity. Your job is to be an umpire in this absurd game that we're all living in, this video game, and to call balls and to call strikes. And to do that, you have to hold everybody the same standard. So if you're a journalist, you should have been telling Acosta, hey, bro, wasn't a huge deal, but come on, dude, you should apologize for that. I mean, let's watch it again. We'll watch it together.
You worried?
That's enough. That's enough.
Here he is, Trump saying, here's the thing, too. It's a press briefing. It's like you get to ask your question, and then you have to give the microphone. It's like puff, puff, pass, right? You got to give the mic back. Come on. So here we go.
That's enough.
Ask one of the other
So she's saying, give me the microphone, and he won't do it.
folks.
That's enough.
And then karate chop. Hiya! Kiai! Again, I took Taekwondo. Kia! Oh, by the way, Taekwondo is a ridiculously not effective martial art. I have the black belt, the forms, and all that. If you really want to do martial arts for self-defense, learn some karate kicks, the Taekwondo kicks, head kicks. Anderson Silva proved that a head kick to the face, highly effective. But if you really want to do a fighting art, you got to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or you have to do Muay Thai, or even American-style boxing or wrestling. It's Taekwondo stuff. Again, I have black belt. I knew the forms, all that stuff. This is whoosh. That's not how, like when you do the inside blocks, whoosh, whoosh. You don't really, if a person punches you, you're not doing blocks like that. If a person punches you, you're doing a head. So, just a little tip. So Jim Acosta probably does karate with Hannity. Hannity's like, I take BJJ, Thai boxing, Muay Thai, American style boxing, American wrestling, Greco-Roman wrestling, Sambo, judo, even anything but that. So
That's enough.
Ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am. I'm
Excuse me. That's
turns to Trump like, what do I do? So clearly she was exasperated, and she's like, hey, what do I do in the situation, because he's just not following instructions. So is he mansplaining? I mean, that's the whole point. Is Acosta mansplaining here, because the woman is saying, hey, bro, you got to give me the mic, and he's refusing to abide.
enough.
Mr. President.
That sounds like misogyny.
Ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
No, I'm not done. Look at that. I mean, look at the body language right now. She's saying, hey, I want the mic. Give me my job. And Acosta looks at her. I don't have to listen to you. I'm Jim Acosta, and you are just you're not at my level. I got to be careful what I say. People clip these audios. So if I actually clipped out what Jim Acosta was saying, narrating, 2 years down the road, people are like, I saw a video of you, and you said you hate women. I can't believe it. I'd be like, I was quoting Jim Acosta. And you'd be like, oh, I didn't know you were quoting Jim Acosta. So if I actually quoted what Jim Acosta was thinking and saying in the moment, that'd get clipped up, and then idiots, I saw this video. You can't believe you said those things. It's like, yeah, I was quoting someone else. God, that's what I deal with, man.
Other folks.
That's enough.
So here he is,
Pardon me, ma'am.
He does not respect women. Jim Acosta
Pardon me, ma'am.
does not respect women. I mean, he doesn't. He doesn't respect anybody. So again, that's me saying that the same rules have to apply. Jim Acosta would have treated a man just like that too. So it isn't even pure misogyny. It's just he's an asshole. So man or woman, he'd have done the same. Well, he wouldn't have done it if I took the microphone. Let's just put it that way. But I'm an unusually large gorilla.
One of the other folks.
That's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am.
Excuse me. That's enough.
Mr. President, I have one other
Peter,
question.
let's go.
She's like kind of pouting a little bit. The whole thing is just kind of sad. She's probably like 23 or something. Think about that. You're like in the White House. You're like you're 23 years old. All you're trying to do is do your job, and the guy just like completely disrespects you. And it's like, what do you do in that situation, right? It's like, what do? You can't.
That's
I was
enough.
going to ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am.
Excuse me. That's enough.
Mr. President, I had one other
Peter,
question,
let's
if
go.
I may ask on.
Sorry for you. There really is no way to spend that. The way that's going to play outside the media bubble It's kind of like Gawker should have been the wake-up call to journalists, right? Gawker should have been a wake-up call to journalists, which is that the way you see the world is not the way the rest of the world sees the world, right? It's just not going to. Gawker should have been a lesson to the media writ large. The way you see the world is not how most see it. Acosta laid hands on a woman, disrespected her, and you're entering an ambush. I said that's just the truth. It's like he laid hands on her, bro. Disrespected her, didn't respect her job. Like you're just, it's like you got to know when you're walking into an ambush.
Are you worried?
That's enough. That's enough.
Mr. President,
That's
I was
enough.
going to ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Boom. Look at him. Look at her. Just with that toxic male privilege, that toxic masculinity going on here, really is appalling. By the way, I haven't been reading your comments. If you're on YouTube, like this video, share this video, give me an emoji, tell me how you feel. If you're on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button. And if you're on Periscope, tap the screen a few times. Also, if it's your first time watching a Cernovich live stream, press 1. If you've watched a live stream before, press 2. So if you're on YouTube or Facebook or Periscope or wherever you are, type 1 if it's your first time watching me. Don't be getting dirty minds here. And if it's not, if you've watched a stream of me before, press 2. So press 1 if it's your first, and press 2 if you have been here before. Yeah, somebody actually said if she had been a police officer, that would be like resisting arrest and everything like that. So again, this is an ambush, man. I don't know what to tell you, journalists. You don't look good here. You are the ones walking to an ambush. So we have a few first timers here. YouTube especially. You have a bunch of first timers. And we have a few first timers. So let's go ahead and read what Sarah Huck was saying. Let's go read Saveda. Best account on Twitter. Better than mine is Brian Saveda. Is that how you say his name? Savidra. Oh, whoa. Now we're cooking with gas. God, you can't say that anymore. That's not an anti-Semitic reference. That is a Midwestern thing. Like if you're, grilling or something. God, the absurd world I live in is where anything I say, people just lie about it, including the fake news media. They go, oh, you really meant it, that way. You're coded like, no. This is an old express, kind of like cotton picking mind. That was something white people would say to each other where I grew up. You're out of your cotton picking mind. And it was never like racially overtoned. But then everybody goes, oh, Dave Bossy said it on Fox News. It was like racial. It's not racial. This is how people in the Midwest say. Now we're cooking with gas means whoosh, you're firing up the grill. So Dr. Daryl Scott fired up the grill. Why didn't Acosta refuse to give his hard pass to the Secret Service like he refused to give the microphone to the female intern? Wonder how that would have worked. Speaking of microphones, Dr. Daryl Scott, that is a mic drop. That is a mic drop, Dr. Daryl Scott. So why didn't Acosta refuse to give his hard pass to this? That's one of those tweets I could read, like when I'm on Twitter. I would read that like 20 times. It's that good. Why didn't Acosta refuse to give his hard pass to the Secret Service like he refused to give the microphone to the female intern? Wonder how that would have worked out. That's one of those just mic drop tweets, right? You read that over and over again to internalize the language here. Ryan Saveda, I told you as always he would be on it. So he did touch her. Acosta saying us a lie, like no, like he literally touched her. No, he literally touched her. It isn't aggressive. He touched her as much as Corey Lewandowski did. Again, this is the world that we live in. Like this, he did the same thing Corey Lewandowski did. And this is not an attack on, the free press. So let's read Press Secretary Sanders. President Trump believes in a free press and expects and welcomes tough questions of him and his administration, which we all know. Trump loves these circuses. We will, however, never tolerate a reporter placing his hands on a young woman just trying to do her job as a White House intern. Oh my God, that makes it worse. He's like, so what, some kid? What a bully. What Acosta is like the definition of a bully. She's just some intern, here is it summer I never know what month it is. She's just some intern college kid. This conduct is absolutely unacceptable. It is disrespectful to the colleagues. Contrary to CNN's assertion, there is no greater demonstration of President's support for free press than the event he held today. This is right. I mean, he laid hands on her, dude. He's just wrong. No, Jim, it's not, Jim. You're lying, bro. Like, he's just lying. He's just lying, right? This is the gaslighting the media does. And again, this is why everybody who's running to his defense are walking into an ambush. Because it's on video. You're gaslighting the public. And then they go, well, why don't they believe us? I mean, did he lay hands on her? Yes or no? Watch this image. Okay. So let's just fact check Jim Acosta. Sarah Sanders said, we will not tolerate a reporter placing his hands on a young woman. Jim Acosta said this is a lie. He claims that he never laid hands on a woman. Okay. Are Jim Acosta's hands on a woman? Real simple yes or no question for those of you at home. Just look at the screen capped image. Are Jim Acosta's hands on a woman? Yes or no? Because Sarah, she didn't say violent. She didn't say, are his hands on her? Yes or no? Very simple question. And the video is up. It's just clear that they are. You're lying, bro. And the fake news media is walking right into this ambush. It's just really absurd, to be quite honest. It really is absurd to deny that he laid his hands on her. He can say, I didn't mean to. It was the heat of the moment. There's a lot of defenses here, right? There's a lot of defenses he could do here. But to claim he didn't put his hands on her, you're lying. It's a lie. Fact check. You lied. Okay, if you're on YouTube, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. If you're on YouTube, yes, babe. What happened? I know my hair's messy. I kind of like it. I think it adds dimension and character. This is my wife's hands, as you can see. She watches my videos and she lets me know when I'm being too loud. My hair was better before. Now it just looks like I can't comb it.
I don't know.
This is terrible. Get away.
I came in for a quick second. I was like,
No.
what's going on over there?
My hair looked better tousled. Now it just looks like I'm trying to style it, but I don't know how to style it.
You just cite a lot of water or something. She literally put your hands sweat.
Zevia.
Like literally within 15 minutes.
Why don't you keep her hydrated? So there. That was an interlude from my lovely wife. She always Jim the Acoster. That's good. I just read that from. Yeah, but anyway, real quick. Did Jim Acosta put his hands on a woman? Yes. Now, there are multiple defenses. He could say, I didn't mean to. He could say, that was the heat of the moment. He could say, I didn't know I was doing it. He could say a whole number of things. Absolutely, for sure, he could say a whole number of things. But to claim that he didn't actually put his hands on her is just a lie. Just facts first, Yeah, and the video is, of course, worse. If you're on Facebook, like and share this video. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you're on Periscope, tap that screen a few times. So let's go ahead and read what the interwebs is saying. Let's go ahead and see. I was seated next to Acosta today's press conference and did not witness him placing hands on the young intern. He held on the microphone as she reached for it. This Reuters picture, huh? Oh, that's deceptive. That's deceptive, though. No, you're lying now, Jeff. Wow, look at, they're all lying now. That's not the full video. Dude, this is amazing. In real time, we're watching them gaslight the public. They're showing the first part where she goes for the microphone, but not the second part. Oh, my God. In real time, watch this in real time. In real time, the fake news is lying. They're only showing the first half of the image. My goodness. Now show the second half, bro. Now show the second half. This is just a lie. I mean, even by traditional standards, like, no, like, so here, let's look at this image. Let's just watch this together. Look at how they gaslight the public. So here's a reporter. I sat next to Acosta. The Reuters picture below depicts what happens accurately. That's the first half of the image. Now let's watch what happens after this. So here's the picture, right? Now let's watch what happens after that. They really are shameless. My God, I'm like speechless. This is an outright gaslighting the public. Here's the picture. My God.
I'm going to ask one of the
first half.
I was going to ask one of the other.
Here's her grabbing the mic, and that's where the picture stops. My God.
Enough.
This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. My gosh. I thought there were limits. They will lie to us when there's a video. They will lie to us when there's a video of the event. This is where we are. This is where they are. Wow. Wow, the fake news media is gaslighting us in real time, pretending that Jim Acosta didn't lay hands on a woman. For the record, I do not think he was trying to be violent, but he did touch her. It's on video. This is an entirely new level now. We now know that there's no limit to what the fake news will do. So here, let's just retweet this to the top. So now we're going to give you now we're going to give you a lesson now in how the fake news they manipulate the narrative and why you can never trust anything. Right? So here's the video. We'll marker it. And by the way, this is why the fake news works so hard to ban social media. Right? This is why they work so hard to ban social media. So this guy will retweet this to the top of the timeline. Now let's compare this Reuters picture with the video, okay? So let's just refresh it. So according to Jeff, I was seated next to Acosta. He held on the microphone as she reached for it. This Reuters pic depicts what happened. So in your mind, here's a picture, okay? Here he is. She goes for the microphone. Well, it's her job. Now let's watch the video.
That's
I was
enough.
going to ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Wow. Pardon me, ma'am.
Where's the picture of that?
That's enough.
Ask one of the other folks.
That's it.
Right? Where's the picture of that, Jeff? So we're now at the point, and by the way, if you're a Democrat, this should disturb you. This isn't a partisan thing. We're now at the point where even if you have a video, the fake news media will claim that they didn't touch her. I mean, this is a truly absurd event that we're in. This is absolutely and truly absurd because he just touched her. Again, you can say he didn't mean to, blah, blah, blah. You can defend him in 1,000 different ways. But you're just lying if you say he didn't touch her like he just did. It just did. Wow. There's no other way to put it. Like he just did. You're a liar. And they're all rushing to his defense. Like, oh no, he didn't touch her. Right? There she goes for the mic. She's reaching for it. She grabs it. He karate chops her. Boom. Karate chops her and she leans into him. See how she's leaning into him? Again, I've trained multiple martial arts. And I'm expert in body language. Let's just watch the body language. Look at how she's being pulled into him. She reaches for it. So when you see
that's enough.
Reaching,
Pardon me, ma'am.
see how he pulls her in?
That's
I was
enough.
going to ask one of the.
See, that's the key moment. Let's analyze this. So she's reaching for it. So if she's reaching for it, she would grab it and pull her towards her, right? But what happens, she reaches for it, and then because he puts his weight on her, she leans forward. So watch, real slow. She reaches for it. He pulls it back, puts his hand on her, pushes her down into it. That's basic physics. Does CNN claim the law of physics don't apply to Jim Acosta? He puts it on her arm, he pulls her forward into her, and then look at him mean mug her. Then look at how he looks at her, with just utter contempt. He looks at her and just says, I don't have to listen to you. I'm Jim Acosta. Right? He just completely... So again, the fake news media, it's just lying. It just really is lying. It's just unbelievable. There's no other way to put it. I'm blocking people who now somebody says now you're just baiting, Mike. I'm not baiting. Do you want my full assessment of what happened? I don't think what happened is a big deal, but it is an equal deal to what Corey Lewandowski did. And CNN is lying by saying he never touched her, that he never touched her. Renee says she's out of here, but you're blocked now because if you want to complain, you're welcome to leave. We don't need you here. I don't beg anybody to be here. I don't buy ads for you to be here. I don't need to hear you complaining. So again, one more time, let's watch the video.
The other folks.
Boom. Yes, love? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and watch. Boom.
That's one of the other folks.
Boom. Okay. So there you go. The media saying he never touched her. He clearly did. It's just the reality of the situation. Any claim that he didn't. Oh, it's just a lie. By the way, if you're just tuning in, you're watching Mike Cernovich. Cernovich. If it's your first time watching a stream, press 1. If you've watched a stream by me before, press 2. If it's your first time, you're in a weird world because not everybody gets it. Not everybody understands, but we have a lot of fun. I don't always comb my hair. My wife comes out and fixes my hair and then lectures me and whatnot. It's just a different, it's a different experience. Most people aren't really, they aren't really used to it. Speaking of which, I do need to freshen up a little bit. Hold on, bear with me. I'm feeling a little parched. Skin's feeling a little parched today. You gotta look good, man. You gotta look good. Using youth serum here, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, vitamin B5, I think. Remember, keep the skin on your chin. Don't stop on your chin, do your whole face. And if you do use a hyaluronic acid serum, you might get a little tingling or whatever. That's because hyaluronic acid is like a moisturizing agent. So if your skin's dry, then it's going to get into the cracks and moisturize the skin. That's the skincare tip of the day. I want you to all look beautiful. I want you to look beautiful like me. And if you're wondering what brand I'm using Gorilla Mind brand. Where is it? Here we go. GorillaMind.com. The Gorilla Youth Serum. I don't know why it's Gorilla Youth. It's like, are gorillas young animals? But if you've ever actually bought serum, you know how expensive they are. $30 for a bottle, actually. And Gorilla Mind sells them 3 for $30. 3 for $30. GorillaMind.com. It's a great serum. I use it every day. That's why I'm so handsome. Well, I mean, it's not the only reason. I'm handsome, too, because I have a positive mindset, positive energy. Remember, attractiveness is not just on the outside. Attractiveness is also your inner vibrations. That's the mistake a lot of people make, is it's your heart. If your heart emanates love and beauty and truth and openness to the world and possibilities, then you'll be more attractive. If your heart is closed to the world, even if you have a face that looks like mine or hair that looks like mine or, these big broad shoulders and everything, as you can see when I move, it's like I'm, ripping out of my clothes with these, bowling balls on my shoulder and everything. Even if you have all that, but if you're closed off in the world and you have a negative heart, then you won't be attractive to people. You'll be scary. That's the difference. So even though I'm such a big, brutal, gorilla-looking guy, people aren't afraid of me because my heart radiates love. It radiates positivity. It radiates an openness for the world. I even say every day, I open my heart to the universe and all of its possibilities. Every day I say this. Every night before bed, I open my heart and my mind and my body to the universe and all of its possibilities. Every day. Because I'm framing, my relationship with the world as being open. I'm open to the world because that's how you see opportunity. And then that's why people always approach me. Oh, because they can just feel the vibrations, right? So that's a big key. Don't just think you're going to put on, a skincare product and be beautiful. It's your heart. Are you working on your heart? It's like a plate of armor here. It's kind of hard to, It's kind of hard. Sometimes I just accidentally go like that. I'm like, wow, this is a big boy right here. It's a big boy. I don't think Jim Acosta would try to push me around. I don't think Jim Acosta would be karate chopping me. That's for sure. What were Diablo Avocado says, I'm going to puke listening to your metasexual theory of aesthetics. So no, well, that's fine. You can be angry all you want. But that's just you and your own lack of openness to the world. I'm definitely not metrosexual, but I do take care of myself. Why? Because the world responds to people who take care of themselves. Somebody goes, yo, Mike, how about a couple posters? I'm going to put a movie poster up here. Yeah, there's a lot of, I got the bookcase. There's a lot of ways I can improve the aesthetics or whatever you call it. Dude, next relevant subject, LOL. I'll block you. I block people who complain, just so you know. There's a lot, everyday people go, why did you block me? Well, you complained. You told me what to do. You gave me a negative vibe because you have to remember, because my heart is so open to the world, I'm attuned to positive and negative vibrations. So if you come in and you need to do what I want you to do, well, I feel that energy, and that energy is a carcinogen. So I have to block those people because they are spreading the most horrific carcinogens of the world, mental carcinogens, that negativity, that anger, the entitlement, the idea that you can just come into a stream that I'm doing. Because remember, I don't buy advertising. You found me. Remember that. I've never bought an ad. So if you're in a stream, you found me. I didn't bombard you. I didn't do a targeted ad. I didn't say you have to come do this. You found me, and then you're going to come into my world and then tell me what to do, right? Just think about that. Maybe if that's how you go through life, you're going to have a lot of challenges. because people aren't going to respect you because you don't treat people with respect. Treating people with respect is just saying, oh, wow, so this is Ben Shapiro was like, so Ben Shapiro's lying. Ben Shapiro was on Team Michelle Fields. Yvonne, by the way, is a great account. _ YVONNEBURTON. Great account she has. Is that how you say it, Yvonne? Anyway, I've met her in real life, so she's not a Russian bot. She's been accused of that. She's been accused of that today. So let's go ahead and let's read the hive mind. Let's read the hive mind. What's going on here? Yeah, so Ben Shapiro's lying as usual. It didn't happen. He's just lying, and he just did. You can say he didn't. Ew. Ugh, sorry, people. Sometimes when you scroll my timeline, you see things you don't. Sometimes you see things you don't necessarily want to see. But anyway, if you read the hive mind now, they're all trying to rush to Jim Acosta's defense, but it's a bad move. It isn't a it's not a good move. You don't look good. You don't look you don't look honest. Just be honest. Right? I'm going to type out my honest assessment of the Acosta situation. My honest assessment. Right? My honest assessment of the Jim Acosta situation. Excuse me. Did I burp? I don't think so. I didn't mean to if I did. My honest assessment of the Jim Acosta situation. Okay? Acosta laid hands on a woman, though it was incidental contact. So by incidental contact, it means he wasn't trying to be evil. It wasn't trying to be but it was contact. Journalists are lying and discrediting themselves as there's a video of the contact. The contact wasn't a big deal, but if you claim Michelle Fields was, then you're a hack. Right? Right? The Jim Acosta situation. So here's the truth. Acosta laid hands on a woman, though it was incidental contact. Journalists are lying and discrediting themselves as there's a video of the contact. The contact wasn't a big deal, but if you claimed Michelle Fields was assaulted, you're a hack. Right? So if you claimed what happened to Michelle Fields wasn't a big deal, and you're now claiming what Acosta did wasn't a big deal, then you have intellectual integrity. You just view like, hey, you're in a crowd, people bunch into each other, you're in a scrum, it's just like the way it works, right? That's an intellectually consistent position. And you can be a liberal and be intellectually consistent. But if you're doing something, different, or you're claiming that he didn't actually come into contact with her,
Honestly,
you just
I
hear
think
this.
you should let me
Full
run the
video.
country, you run CNN.
All right.
And
Full
if you
video.
did well, your ratings
Let
would
me
be
ask
much
you,
better.
if I may ask one other question, Mr. President, if I may
Gets
ask
up.
one question, are you worried?
That's enough.
Goes
That's
for
enough.
it, he swipes her
That's
hand
enough.
away,
Ask one of the other folks.
goes for it again, boom, karate chop. And then the way he looks at her is very demented. See how he looks at her? Look at the body language. Again, the slow motion analysis of it all. So you're just wrong, dude. You're just wrong. And again, I'm not outraged. I'm not angry about it or anything. But the lying about it is my problem. It's just we're being. I don't like to be lied to by the fake news media. They're just lying, right? It just literally happened. So don't lie about it. That's the whole point. Tell the truth. Just be honest. Have some integrity. That's all I'm saying here. It's okay to be partisan. I'm partisan. We're all partisan. But you're denying objective reality. And so that's why the Reuters thing, they only show the first half.
That's enough. That's enough.
President,
Boom. That's
I'm going to
enough.
ask one of the other folks.
Goes back
That's
in.
enough.
So it's just he did. And then he looks her, mean mugs her. Gorilla. By the way, the gorilla mindset is not about being aggressive. The gorilla mindset is actually about being more purposeful and calm and mindful and, all that stuff. So a lot of people, Jim Acosta actually had a failure of the gorilla mindset. Jim Acosta had a failure of gorilla mindset because gorilla mindset means you maintain control of your emotional experience, right? So Jim Acosta had a failure of the gorilla mindset, right? He just did, right? So Jim Acosta had a failure of gorilla mindset as he lost control of his emotions. So that's the truth. He lost control. He lost control. By the way, if you're new here, you might not know this, but although I provide the greatest commentary in the world on, media matters and everything, I'm actually it's like gorilla mindset is my jam, really. So I have a book out, Gorilla Mindset, over 1,000 reviews, big, huge hit. And then if you go to cernovich.com, because a lot of people, they try to lie, they'll go, oh, what's his name? Jim Acosta, gorilla mindset. Gorilla mindset is not about being mean to people. Gorilla mindset is about maintaining emotional control. To get more, the top 10 passages from Gorilla Mindset, you can go to cernovich.com. CERNOVICH. Cernovich.com. And that is where you can read all about Gorilla Mindset and other lifestyle things to just live a better life. Because ultimately, I want us all to live a better life. I want Jim Acosta to live a better life. And you can go to Cernovich. It's my last name, CERNOVICH.com. So Gorilla Mindset has been highlighted over 200,000 times. That's true. That's a lot because it's a short book. You can read it in 2.5 hours. But to live it like I do, years. But just to be where I am, but it's about the beginning, starting off. To get more out of life, you must get more out of yourself. You must take personal responsibility for your thoughts and emotions. You must stop blaming the system. Your days of looking outside yourself are gone. So Jim Acosta, he failed the gorilla mindset. Jim Acosta failed the gorilla mindset because he lost control of his thoughts and emotions, okay? So Jim Acosta failed the gorilla mindset because he lost control of his thoughts and